about what you're going to paint on and what I recommend. So overall, I'm going to recommend one product, and that is because of the following reasons. Number one, great storage. Number two, price point's really good. Number three, framing options. You've got the option to frame or not to frame. That's up to you. Number four, shipping and handling of these are really easy. Number five, if you screw up, you can just wipe it off. So what's this magic product? What is this? Okay, this canvas, it's actually called a gesso board. And you're gonna see me use this gesso board in every single painting that I do. I didn't always use the gesso board. I used to use canvases that you can get at like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, or wherever. And the reason why I stopped using them was because for all those reasons. But I'm going to share a couple things with you and then also go back to the ampersand board. As a option, you know, you've got these are kind of standard canvases. It's cotton canvas that you can get at Michael's, Hobby Lobby. You can get them in bulk. I use these when I'm doing like a practice painting. The practice painting, I usually don't care, you know, what happens to it. But back in the day when I first got started painting, I would use canvas. I would get the linen. It was so nice. It's so posh and expensive too. And I don't use them anymore because of the shipping problem. And then also they rip. I gave a very nice painting to my aunt, and I guess she was moving it around and she ripped it, and it just like tore me too, because I mean it was such a good painting, and I was kicking myself that I even gave it to them. But so I don't use canvas anymore, but you can if you want. They are cheap. You would have to pay to get them framed. Like this one, I would still not let it hang on the wall without a decent frame because it's a thin profile. The other option are these canvases. Like this is a nice cotton one. It's about a 1.5 inch. This you don't have to get framed. So that's kind of up to you. This is a good option. It's called spline. And that means that here you cannot see any of the staples, and it's got a very nice sturdy frame. So back to the ampersand panels. These I love. I've only started painting on these about 2 years ago. And what I like about them, like I said before, you can ship them pretty easy. You wipe them off if you mess up. When I ship, I protect the corners and I protect the main part of the painting. They are great for the daily painters. So like all of these were ones that I cranked out over a couple days, and they take up very little space. That's great. Framing options. With the 1/8 of an inch, you can get them framed in a nice little floater frame like this. This is a 6x6 and an 8x8 floater frame, or you can get them just framed in a normal frame that you can get at like any framing shop, or you can get a nice mat around it with the frame. There's lots of framing options for these. If you don't want a frame, then you can get a 1.5 inch, and like this is this little guy. So he's not gonna get framed. I'm probably gonna paint these black and it'll look really, really sharp, but that is an option too. So overall, I mean, I can tell you right now, I'm not going back to canvas. I'm going to stick with the ampersand panels. And I know there are artists out there that they prefer to stretch their own canvas and kind of go through that process. I'm not into that, because when I get in my studio, I want to paint. I don't want to be out in my garage having to sand down boards or paint gesso on top of a board and then sand it down, paint another layer of gesso, wait a day for it to dry, sand it down. I want to be in my studio. So I order my gesso boards and I've got some on just readily available, and they take up very little space. The larger panels I always order for commissions, and that way I don't have to keep a large inventory on hand. But overall, my recommendation, very strong recommendation, is ampersand gesso boards.